Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make these Marilyn Monroe towers, this scale replica of these Marilyn Monroe towers. I'm going to go through how to make these and do a quick tutorial on them. I'm just going to give you a full model of it. They sit on a piece of cardboard and they look very much like them. I think they look very good. They're definitely a good addition to my 3D paper model collection. And I'm going to show you how to make them. They're very easy to make. They don't really take a lot of supplies. You probably have the stuff lying around to make them anyways. So on that note, I'll show you how you can make them. Alright, so to make these, you are going to need a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You're going to need a square of cardboard, rectangle. You can just get this. I got this from an old box that we cut up. You're going to need some tacky glue or a hot glue gun, a glue stick, a pair of scissors, Scotch tape, and a pencil, which is optional. You really don't need a pencil, but if you're going to want to make the tops of these, you definitely do want to have a pencil. So let's go into how you build them now. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is figure out how big you're going to want your towers to be. So as you can see, this is you can't really see, sorry here. This is the piece of paper compared to my biggest tower. And as you can see, it's about an inch shorter. So you're going to want to decide how big you're going to want to make them. What I did for these ones is I folded this piece of paper in half like this. Sorry. I folded this piece of paper in half like this and just tore it down the middle. You can cut it or just, tear it down the middle. But I'm going to be making a smaller version today just because I already made these and I don't really want to make another one of them because I already made these. So I'm just going to show you how to make a smaller version. Again, it's all up to you. If you want to even make them bigger, you could even use like a whole sheet of paper and then, just cut one shorter or, do it, however the heck you want to do it. But I'm just going to fold this in half and then I'll get into that later. All right, so this is folded in half twice and then folded the half sheet like this. I folded that. And then this is the size I'm going to make my tallest tower. You're going to want to make one of your pieces of paper shorter because the second tower is shorter, even though sometimes they look like they're twin towers. They're actually not. So you're going to want to make one piece shorter by scissors, or you can just, fold it and then tear it off like that, which is what you're going to do next. Okay, so here we go. I now have my paper ready. So this one is just slightly shorter. So this one's going to be this tower and the taller one will be this one. But don't expect this size to be actually how tall your tower was. Because you're going to be putting these, these curves in them to make them, like how they are. So I would just recommend that you might need to figure that out or just keep that in mind if you're going to be putting these in like a city setting and you want an actual scale replica of them. You will need to do your research and sort of play around with it until you get ones that are the size that you need them to be. All right, so the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to see which part is the taller part of your piece of paper. So that happens to be this way. And what you're going to do is you're going to make it round, but make it still pretty big because they are still quite wide for how tall they are. And then you're going to want to do it like this, and you could either use Scotch tape or you could put some glue inside and then just glue it like that. I would recommend probably Scotch tape for this or even the glue stick. So that's what we are going to do next. All right, so now I have my little tubes of paper here, and now I'm going to show you how you're going to get the curves in the tower. So I would also recommend looking at a picture, but I'm just going to I give you guys what I did here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your piece of paper, you're going to want to pinch it and fold it up here. So give it, a decent amount of room there. Pinch it, but don't pinch all the way down, okay? So still keep that a little bit open, and then you can open it a little bit. And then as you can see, that'll give you that nice little bend in it. Then the next one goes this way. So you're going to do the same thing just on this side. And this is the same for both towers. And you're going to want to just do it like that. And again, you can make these bigger if you would like to suit your 3D model of Mississauga. And you're going to want to, again, you might need to play around with it a little bit to get it so it's just right to your liking. So as you can see, that is a little bit bendy here. It's a little bit rough looking. If you have it bigger, that's definitely better. I would definitely recommend making them bigger, but you can try if you want to make them smaller. And then you can kind of just make them to your desire. There we go. That's a little better. It's not going to be perfect because, again, none of these buildings are perfect. There we go. So you can get something like this. You do the same thing for both towers. You can try to plump this out a little bit too. So like right there, I just did that there. Same thing with it there until you get something that looks, you know, pretty close to this. As you can see, this one isn't too thin on this side, but it is a little bit. So again, if you want to plump it out, then you can do that. And I would recommend if you're worried about this coming like loose and like unfolded, I would also recommend putting some Scotch tape on the folds. That will kind of just hold it together a little bit, or you could even put a little piece of cardboard there. You can hot glue it or use tacky glue on there, so then that way it'll surely stay in place. Because as you can see here a little bit, like even though like it does stay in place, sometimes when you do that, it goes out and then you need to put it back in there, right? So up to you. If you want to do that, then you can do that, and you're going to do that with both of your towers. All right, so now I got both towers folded, and I also forgot to mention that I'm using a paper that's more of like a Bristol board. Like it's not like really thick, but it's kind of more like, it's more stiff. So if you want, I would recommend using just plain old printer paper for it. That's what I used for these towers back here. So that's probably why those ones have better folds, and also because those towers are bigger, so therefore they have room and the, you know, and the ability to fold the way that the actual Absolute World towers fold. So basically, you have the main skeleton of your towers done, basically. So this is the way your towers are going to be. So if you're still not too happy with them, you know, you could always go back and play around with them. That's what I did with these ones. I'm not going to do it too much here, because then that way, you know, they're not going to look the best. Again, nothing's going to look identical to what the real thing is. But, you know, I think with the stiff paper, it makes it a little harder. So I'm just going to use this one for my little replica, and I'm going to show you the next step. So the next step, I don't think I had this in the instructions, sorry if I didn't, is to get some tin foil, just a small piece of tin foil. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut the tin foil. So you're going to want to make it kind of, so you want to cut it into thin strips. So about that much, and you probably don't want this sort of hard edge on it, like the sharp edge if you want to here. Like that. I don't think you really want that there. So what I would recommend doing is to probably cut that off, but just for demonstration purposes, what you're going to do is you're going to take either tacky glue or your glue stick, and then you're going to put it, and you're going to put the glue on here, on this one end here, or you could do it all the way around if you want, it's up to you. And then you can put this on top of it and press it down. And then as you can see, that creates like the windows, and then you can loop it around like this. And again, if you measure it, and if you're not in a rush like me, you can get it done good. And then you're going to want to do that, and then you're going to glue that there. So I'm just going to jump into a time lapse of me gluing that on there, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. All right, so I got about half of it done. It's not looking the best, but again, I'm not going to keep this. This is just for demonstration purposes. But you guys get the idea. So if you're doing it this big, you might want to make it a little bit... smaller, but you're just going to want to keep going until you get up to the top, and then you'll end up with something that looks like this. You might want to make smaller strips for this. And maybe do like a bit bigger. Like I made them a bit big, but as you can see, you will eventually get this. And then leave about a spot where it looks like you might be able to put one more strip there, leave a little bit of that there. And then for the top, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take another piece of paper or something. You're going to want to take your pencil or just try to eyeball it and then trace it out and then just put it on top of it with Scotch tape so that creates the roof. And then you're going to want to glue your finished towers into here. And if you guys are wondering the position of them, this is the right position. This tower, I am facing my left. So I don't really know where the actual direction of is, but as long as you get it, you can just position it in your city if you're going to put it on cardboard, or you might need to Google it if you're going to put this into your actual city. What you're going to want to do is put this one, the tower that's on my left, you're going to want to put that on, you're going to want to put that, you're going to want to make sure that the roof is facing towards just a little bit angled here. So this is as straight as I can get it. This is what it should look like from my front, which is this one is on the left for me. It might be the opposite for you. I'm not too sure. But that is how it should hopefully look like. So, if you can get that, that's the position of them. I don't know if this is probably not actually how far. I think they're a little bit further than that, but I just wanted to make it so it's more space friendly. But that is my tutorial on how to make the Marilyn Monroe towers that are in downtown Mississauga. Don't forget to go and see them. They're actually amazing. And make sure to like and leave me a comment down below. If you guys have any questions about anything about these, please just contact me in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.